What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's Brody here. Today, I'm going to be talking about the cost to grade with PSA from Australia. I've been grading cards since late 2021 and I've graded over 850 cards now for myself and for friends of mine. So I'm very interested into the prices and how PSA works and how shipping costs work and all that sort of stuff. We're going to be specifically talking about the components of grading, which include the shipping costs that you have to pay to send the cards to PSA, the grading costs, obviously, which PSA covers, and then the return shipping costs, which PSA also covers and includes in their pricing. I'm going to compare and look at what's the best amount of cards to send to PSA if you have a PSA membership. And I'm also going to talk about the cost difference between sending cards yourself and then using a middleman and some of the benefits of using both. And so then hopefully from that, you'll be able to get a better idea of whether or not you should be sending cards yourself or using a middleman for your cards. And then after all that, hopefully you're going to be able to identify whether or not you should be sending cards yourself or using a middleman. And okay, so what you'll see there now is a Excel spreadsheet on the screen. I love a good Excel spreadsheet. Now there's a few caveats to this Excel spreadsheet, which I'm going to run through really quickly. So $1.59 AUD equals 1 USD. That's the conversion we've used for the calculations over from USD. The small satchel referenced in the express shipping with Australia Post is up to 500 grams. Once you go over 500 grams, you will have to pay more. So you'll go up from 500 to 1 kilo. And you have a PSA membership, which is $237 per year. So also note this as well. So getting right into the spreadsheet, you'll see I've got 20, 29, 30, and 35 card submissions. So basically what I've got there is the actual cost that you would be paying if you were to get cards graded with PSA right now. So I've got the total cost per each of those number of cards sent and then the cost per card. So note that the cheapest option there is to send either 35 cards and you get that for $32.80 per card, or to send 29 cards and you get that for $33.27. Now, the thing to note about the 35 card submission is that this will in fact be over the amount for the declared amount for customs and import charges. Now, the total cost is only for the card grading and the return shipping, which is $1,088. So that's about $88 over for the 35 card submission. So what would happen is you would likely get a fee. You get contacted by the Australian government when the items come to be released from customs in Brisbane. Well, for me, Brisbane anyway. And then they would ask you to pay an extra amount to cover that. So for me, I try to send the 29 card submission so I can stay under that. The other reason I send the 29 card submission is because it's more effective or more cost effective for the shipping costs. The return shipping cost for 20 cards and 29 is the same, but once you get to 30 and to 39, it goes up, and then 40 to 49, and again the shipping costs will increase. So 29 cards is a really good place to be. So at the moment, it's costing me about $33.27 per card when I send 29 cards to PSA. That's my all-in cost. So there's a couple things to note there as well, is that with express shipping, you can put some insurance, some cover for yourself when you send in with Australia Post. So that's likely to increase that. So I think it's $2.50 per $100 insured. So if you were to do $500 insurance, it's going to cost you somewhere in the, an extra $16. So that's something to note as part of that. But yeah, this is basically how much you're going to be paying if you wanted to send it each of those tiers. I do definitely recommend sending it 29. 20 is the minimum that you need to send to PSA, and you can see there's about a $3 difference per card. So it is quite a lot more per card to submit, but also overall, it's actually a lot more money to send 29 cards. It's an extra $200 thereabouts. I'm going to flick up this other spreadsheet on the screen. Now, people always ask me, is it cheaper to do it myself or is it cheaper to use a middleman? Now, the key thing here is 15 cards or 16 cards is about where it flips. So once you get to 15 cards and over, it's better to send cards yourself, having a PSA membership and sending cards consistently throughout the year. But if you're sending less than 15 cards, it's actually cheaper per card to use a middleman. Now, I've picked out one of the middlemen here in Australia at $37 per card. Now, I've made the assumption that you're going to be shipping the cards to them and it's going to cost you $12, and return shipping from them, they're going to get it a bit cheaper because they post out a lot of stuff. So they're going to be paying $10 to get it back to you. So in this example, we'll do the 20 cards. I definitely wouldn't recommend doing 20 cards with a middleman. You're probably worth doing it yourself, but note you also would have to have the PSA membership. So that's another cost, but they're going to cost $38 per card for 20 cards if you sent that with them, whereas you'd only be paying $36 if you sent the minimum amount through PSA by yourself. So that's just something to note down, that you definitely are probably better off using a middleman if it's less than 15 cards. There are some benefits of using each. So I think if you're grading cards yourself, you obviously get to accurately track the submissions. There's the user experience with the app and looking at your collection, seeing what you've graded, what you've got returned, and then other benefits that PSA offers, like the PSA magazine as part of the subscription. You can send bulk cards at a time, and it's going to be cheaper per card at a certain rate. Obviously, once you do the 20 plus cards, it's definitely worth it doing it yourself. Whereas a middleman, they do take all the risk out of it, take out all the hassle. You don't have to go fill out customs declaration forms and all this sort of stuff. They literally just, you send them the cards, and even if they live close to you, you can just literally drop them off. They do all the work, and then you get the cards back at the end. And the other benefit's probably that you can send a small amount of cards. So you can send, 1 to 5, 10 cards, and it's going to be, super easy as opposed to sending that to PSA by yourself. Hope this information's been useful. Shout out to Palms Off Gaming. I'm an affiliate with them. I've got the tag sleeves with me tonight, helping with the microphone holder. My link and affiliate code are in the description of this video. Jump on over there to get 10% off all their products and accessories. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you all next week. Bye.